My husband was the great talker. And when once you say to him, I want you to talk about anything, and he's ready right now. Me, I agonize for days and days and still come out sweating, it's not me, I can't do it. Oh, I've been doing that forever, since I was like in high school or even before.
What kind of a photographer are you?
That's a good question. I started off doing commercial work, but fashion and that sort of thing. I was always involved with women somehow. But I would go to take pictures of a landscape, landscape I still do, but buildings, wonderful buildings, famous buildings, and I'd always end up taking pictures of people. So I always liked people, what they were interested in, what they were doing. So this was a natural for me. And of course, the cause, the feminism and the peace were my two main interests at that time and still are. All my life, I can't think of a time when there wasn't some kind of war going on. Ever since I came into this world. I don't know. Well, first of all, I had a family, and then this woman that I went with also had a family. So we didn't go to stay there. We just went as often as we could to take the pictures and participate as much as we could. Yeah, we're just going to take pictures. We had no idea about a book. I'm trying to remember just exactly how that book idea happened. But it did eventually, and I can see the days and days we spent in my basement spreading all these pictures out, It was a lot of work. And then we found a publisher, which is a pretty good publisher. It's Temple University Press. And they did a very nice job, so we were happy with it. Oh, well, it seemed a natural thing to do because we couldn't cover the whole thing. So, yeah, when whatever money we got, we split with all the different photographers. So, but actually, Mima and I figured the book cost us a lot of money. We did not earn any money from this book, but it was worth it anyway. So,
amazing.
It's one of the few books.
Yeah.
Encampment.
Yeah. Right. Are there more? Are there any other picture books? I mean,
well, there's one by Catherine Alport. Do you remember what?
I'd love to see it.
We Are the Web. Yeah, we have it. We have it in our collection.
We Are the Web. I'd like to see it. Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. And then just what Louise wrote and some chapters in some other books.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not.
So, I think there weren't many photographers at this action. I don't remember seeing a lot of them, but this I thought was one of the clever actions where the women got really dressed up and with their white gloves and their silver tray and their calling cards. And there was a professor, she's not in this picture, but I don't remember her name. Unfortunately, I didn't take good records. And they passed this tray over the fence, and of course, their invitation was not accepted. So, but it was a good action. And another one of my favorite actions was this tree planting. Let's see. Oh, they planted. I think significantly there was a pink one and a white one. They dug a hole and they planted those rose bushes right at the main gate, and that was great. Very ceremoniously, of course, bringing them there, and the slow walk, yes, which was very dramatic and so on, yeah. Which they did often. I think this is, I don't know, these are just pictures that I had, just in my files. I have so many more that have not been printed. And I made some collages. That was a die-in or something. I don't know, I just did it. Well, mostly for exhibit,
Yes.
That's what I was going for. And of course, I hope to book someday. You never know. Oh, and this lady always, I thought she was great. Well, you know, this one, of course, this is when the tears came, when these women tied themselves to the fence. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and I was photographing, and tears were blotting my picture. And someone asked me, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yes, I'm all right."
Well,
Didn't seem to mind. This,
Tell us about
which brings to mind this guy, which I've worked on him so that he, I forget the process now, where you're printing a picture and then you quickly expose it to light and it turns the positive negative thing.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, you know, you don't mind about the bomb, what are you going to do, you know, when the bomb hits? He said, well, I'll just sit down and cover my head, and as if, you know, it was of no consequence. So, yeah, I did him
yeah, I keep it.
a little.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if this has ever been exhibited. This one has. I don't know if this one ever has. Probably about a year. It was a lot of work. No. I'm not sure I want to do all that work again, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather do exhibits. Still demonstrations. My favorites. And I still do landscapes and flowers and all that stuff, so.
This encampment, had you ever seen such a large group of women together?
Oh, no, actually, I never have. In such a creative, all the things they thought of to do.
I should.
But I could never sit in on a meeting where consensus was necessary. It took so much patience. But that's the way they did it. And that was really, I mean, I just listened in, but I could, no, I've been in other kinds of meetings where, usually women's meetings, where consensus was the operative idea, and wow. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, I did sit in on some meetings after. There were meetings in the town. Now that I remember.
So you didn't have an urge to put down your camera and go over the fence at Seneca?
I'm a little clumsy.
For her, it'd be like removing an arm. You could never put your camera down.
Can't put the camera.
I feel more comfortable behind the camera than in front of it, so I guess that's an issue with me.